Ladies
What
and
Are We Doing
gentlemen,
podcast.
welcome back to another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy, and this is episode 134. Actual episode 134. Last week I said it was actually 133. When you get to this point in the system, everything starts to get fuzzy. You don't know what week it is. You don't know what day you're on. It's just everything mashes and mumbles together, but it's fine. It's fine. Listen, my neighbor thinks that she's going to go to war with me, and newsflash, she's goddamn right. And so if she has one more thing to say to her ex-husband that she's probably still, you know what I mean? So then in return, he says something to our other neighbor, and then his husband relays it back to them, who relays it back to us. So listen, we heard through the grapevine, she said some things about the boy, and we don't stand for that. And so, it's gonna be an interesting time here. So if we learn that one more thing is said, then trash cans are gonna get knocked over, bad things are gonna happen, and baseball bats might be purchased. You know what I mean? Like tires will probably be flat in the morning. Listen, lady, I've got enough old but still functioning equipment that I don't mind getting rid of. I've already got a plan. There's outlets right outside of our housing units here in our community. And so I fully intend to go plug in an old PA amplifier that I had, inject an old iPod that's sitting over in this drawer, okay? And I'm going to pull up YouTube and I'm going to freaking play like 4 hours of random guitar riffs or like whatever else annoying sound I can think of, or just a playlist or something right outside her front door. I don't know, it may be like 3 a.m. And then I'll just go back to bed and I'll let her deal with it. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm not going to answer no one's going to come knocking at my door. I'm sleeping. I've been here all night. I've got an alibi. Megs is here. I've got a son. What are you talking about? It couldn't have been me. It's gonna be one of those situations. I'm gonna have to go to war with her at the same time as the HOA, because the HOA now, all we're doing is spending the money that I'm not paying them on signs, dude. All we're doing is buying signs now. We've got no street parking signs. Guess what? Every weekend, there's 1, 2, sometimes 3 people parked on the street. 2 times now, me coming home, my parking spots have been blocked because there's been an Amazon truck parked on the street where there's signs that say no street parking. That's not enforced. And so then a week or 2 ago, a random speedometer shows up. And if you go past it more than 30 miles an hour, these little red and blue lights flash, okay? And my first thought was, oh, here's another 2 a.m. walk that I'm going to go on with a baseball bat and smash the damn thing. But that's okay, because I'm pretty sure Mother Nature took care of it for us, because the first weekend that we had it, it rained a little bit and then it never worked again. It was capturing our speed going through the neighborhood, which doesn't work. It just shows the speed and flashes lights. What's it going to do? I would zoom past it. I tried to get it to flash the lights at me every time. Every time I drove past it, I wanted the lights to flash just to see if it would work, see how fast I could get it to go. We were going to have running competitions. I was setting up a whole event for people to come out. We'll go on the street and we'll start at this point, and you got to run as fast as you can. And, that's how far you go. You got to run really fast. And whoever runs the fastest and gets the fastest time, we'll have a little trophy. We'll have a little community barbecue, little cookout, little lunch, whatever. And then we'll have a good time. I was planning a whole event. And now our speedometer's broken. And now 3 weeks after it being broken, it's gone now. And so who knows how, that's probably if that's coming back. So the safety of the children who live in the community who are, out walking on the sidewalks and the streets and riding their bikes, playing hockey, just doing what kids do in a community like this are just, unsafe again because we're parking on the street and we're speeding around because the speedometer's now gone again. And so, now fast forward to this morning, we can't even drive through where we need to go without a precaution because there's just a gigantic mountain of mulch in the middle of the street. We couldn't keep it in a truck. We couldn't put it on the grass. We couldn't put it on the sidewalk. We couldn't put it anywhere. We couldn't put it in a backhoe. We couldn't have it in how did it get there? How did it get there? Why couldn't we keep it there and take out chunks at a time from wherever that was? Or do something so it's not protruding. The drive it, we got to forget, almost ran into it. This community is one of the most, the HOA, what does it do? It doesn't mean anything. And I'm getting this close to going to every single one of the friggin' Zoom calls and just yelling at them. Like, what did we do this week, guys? Oh, nothing? Okay, well then tell me why you need paid. Like, what's the purpose here? Someone at one point in time said, we need a local government. And it just doesn't really make sense anymore. I'd rather mow my own grass. I'll mow my whole strip. I'll mow for the old lady at the end. I'm not going to mow for the who makes fun of my son and says and talks shit about my son. I'm going to let her grass grow. Let someone else mow her grass, but I'll cover the rest of the strip. I'll do it. I'll do it every week. Like, why not? If that's what it takes to not have an HOA, that's all they do. And they can't shovel unless it's 19 inches. So they're not doing that half the time. Half the time it's me. Half the time it's the other guy. Half the time it's the other guy over there. We kind of rotate and take turns. If we like each other, we shovel each other out. If we don't, you don't. You know what I mean? It's just an unspoken rule. And so that's just what it's like. I need a lawyer. I need a team. I need someone who can figure out how to disband an HOA government organization. There's nothing left. The gutters, your gutters need clean every 3 years. That's what owning a home means. Like taking care of that shit every 3 to 4 to 5, however many years. That's what it means to own a home. And if you can't do that, well then move back into an apartment and let someone else move in. Because it's just, this is where we're at now, and I'm sick and tired of it. And it's like, I can't with the mulch everywhere, dude. It's going to be a mess. There's probably going to be a stain. Like, was there not a better way? There was not a better way. This was it. This was the best we could do. The company that the HOA hired and has given money to landscape our community, it's going to look like shit anyways, I'm sure, just decided to dump it right there. Just decided to dump a big mountain of mulch right in the main drive of it all at 9-8 when everyone's trying to get to work, get the kids to school, get on the bus, get out of there. We've just got a big mountain of mulch that we've all got to do a 1-lane way, like make sure no one's coming because the mulch is halfway in the street. And so that's what the HOA is doing this week. That's what we're doing this week. I mean, they're pissed at me because I haven't paid them in like 7 months. I don't know. It's not worth my time. Like, I understand that me not paying them gives me absolutely 0% of a right to bitch about it. Just know I eventually will. You know what I mean? I'm going to pay them. But I just don't do it regularly. And so at the end of the day, it's still just a burden and just something that I have to it's just like, you want to jump off a building. There's nothing else that the HOA makes you want to do other than jump off a building. Let alone the two-faced twig bitch down on the end who talks shit on your 5-year-old autistic son. Like, hey, grow up. Move back to New York, wherever you like to go or came from, like all your license plates. Just stick with whatever you else got going on over there. We don't need to bring up what's happened in the last few years. You know what I mean? It's a public forum. We won't get into it. Megs will get mad. So we've got breaking news. We've got breaking news just this morning, last night, developing, figuring out what's real, what's not, where people are at, what's going on. And boy, oh boy, I am so glad that I am, maybe we're one of the first to let you know that it is with a heavy heart. It's with a heavy heart. I'm sorry that this first story of the episode is so heavy. Physically, metaphorically. But Gypsy Rose Blanchard is unfortunately separating from her husband. They're calling it quits. They're getting a divorce. Gypsy Rose and Ryan Scott, it's over. Okay? Splitsville. It's done. In a Facebook post, this is what Gypsy had to say. People have been asking what's going on in my life, and unfortunately, my husband and I are going through a separation. I moved in with my parents' home down in the bayou. Okay. I have the support of my family and friends to help guide me through this. I am learning to listen to my heart right now. I need time to let myself find who I am. Because, listen, this is what here's the issue. By the way, we're patternistic. Humans are patternistic. If we do something once, if we do something twice, we're most likely going to do it a third and fourth and fifth time if it makes us happy and it makes us feel good. And boy, oh boy, it does. When you get what you need out of these people, her role in life is to just get them out. Ditch them, dump them, we're done with them. She did it with her mom. She did it with the boyfriend who helped her with her mom. And then the husband who handled all of the business on the outside with the documentary, the film crew, getting her out of jail, taking her here, getting her the hotel, buying her the shoes, doing everything they're doing the interviews, helping her out, spilling the tea, holding her hand, being her support system through it. Now that she's done, now that the heat has died down, now that the virality is over, we're seeing the same. We saw the same thing. We just saw it. It's the same story. We just saw it with Bobby. It's unfortunate, but Bobby all tough. You know what I mean? Her husband was there through it. He supported her. The rise of the fame, he was there. She had some falls. The whole Drake fallout was probably hard on her. He got her through it. She came out the other side. And then once the virality of the podcast and everything died down, then we no longer need that person. Okay? And that's just who these girls are. Not all women are like this. Not all men are like this. Not all relationships function this way, but that is the category of people they are, right? I mean, that's just based on what we've seen, okay? And so once she's done now with the husband, she's got no more interviews. Oprah doesn't want to do anything. It's done. She's done with the viral stuff until anything else comes out. So the next logical thing to do is leave the husband. And if we're being honest, if we're being 100% honest, you know what I mean? Gypsy's got that sneaky, sexy potential, okay? She's got that sneaky, sexy potential that puts her in this category of, just being she's, you know what I mean? She's cute. She can be a little adorable. If she does it up nice, if she knows what she's doing, she's watching, she knows exactly where she's at that week, she can make something happen. And Lil Buddy, unfortunately, you know what I mean? He's kind of he's not a looker. He's not a looker. He's not the arm candy. He's not getting the movie roles. He's not getting the agency phone calls. Teresa Risa has an agent. Teresa Risa got signed. Like Trisha Paytas is getting signed. Like these people like have moments and they got signed. I don't think he has an agent. I'm sure Gypsy does. I'm sure Gypsy has someone helping her through the life and the book and the deals and everything else, the life guide and the documentary and all that shit. But like, I highly doubt he does. And so it's with a heavy heart. I mean, look at the face. Look at his chubby, precious face. I mean, Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Ryan Scott Anderson are reportedly donezo. And then there's going to be someone else. She'll do another round of interviews saying this is the happiest she's ever been. Sometimes you need perspective. And then boom, bam, you're going to get Gypsy with her new person. And then that'll lead us into season 2 of whatever she's doing with Life Guide or Hulu or whoever else wants to pick up the story. So the calls it quits with hubby. I mean, poor Gypsy. Poor Gypsy. You know, she should, in these trying times, Gypsy should turn to religion. She should turn to religion. And what better way to start doing that? She's going to need a Bible. Okay. So she could go to like the Christian Light bookstore, get herself one, or, you know, Amazon, of course, or she could go to, TrumpBible.com and she could get herself a Trump Bible. Okay. So this is the latest and greatest. Okay. We're almost in a new month. Easter right around the corner, early this year. It has to do with like Passover and the moon phases or something. I don't know, but it's early. I don't like it. Easter in March. It's weird. It's a little weird. Let's not do it again. Can we do it like April 10th or 12th next year? Like, this leap year day, whatever, it's throwing everything off. And so Trump's got the Bible now. And what better way? Because you were looking for an Easter gift for your parents anyway. What better gift for your boomer parents who are pissed that they didn't make it to the Trump rally that was in their hometown just a few months ago than a Bible? First of all, they'll love that because it's like Jesus, it's happy. No one's going to be mad at a Bible. I know a few people who would be. I know exactly 2 people who would be mad at getting a Bible as a gift. But if we're talking about like parents, elderlies, grandparents, Bibles, freaking green check mark, you're their favorite, you're in the will 100%, let's go. And so now we've got great gifts ideas, but don't get them just a mediocre Bible. Get them the all-new Trump Bible, the American, the Beautiful, Lee somebody, he says it in the video. We're going to watch it in a second. It's another collaboration. It's the same thing he does. The shoes, the NFTs, the physical playing cards, now the Bible. Donald Trump is this generation's greatest social media influencer. If you don't believe that Donald Trump is at first a social media influencer and political whatever else aside second, then your head's not screwed on right. If you have those 2 things flipped and you think that Donald Trump is first a political figure and a United States president and then a guy who sells shoes, Bibles, and NFTs and everything else, you've got it 100% backwards, because this is what this man does best. He does good in the debates. So do other candidates. I'm not trying to suck his dick here, but all I'm saying is when it comes to finding the products that your parents and most likely half of our generation and their parents are basically pouring every extra dollar that they have in their paycheck this week into these products. The coins, the memorabilia. Remember the suit? If you bought like 10 of the things, you got a piece of his suit from January. Like it was the products that he is selling. Like I thought I was Oh, I'm selling some gel blasters. Get a gel blaster dude robe and some blue chew for me, baby. But from Zaddy Trumpets, you can get yourself some high quality shoes, some high quality coins, and now your very own God Bless America, Donald Trump approved and promoted Bible of the United States. It's quite one of the most fantastic things. Let's take a look.
I'm proud to be partnering with my very good friend Lee Greenwood. Who doesn't love his song God Bless the USA, in connection with promoting the God Bless the USA Bible. This Bible is the King James Version and also includes our founding father documents, yes, the Constitution, which I'm fighting for every single day, very hard, to keep Americans protected. Also, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and the Pledge of Allegiance are all part of this God Bless the USA Bible, and it's just very important and very important to me.
Listen, can you imagine how many churches, I want to know now, how many churches are going to completely and utterly transform their service every Sunday to wrap around this Bible. And if you don't have this Bible, you're going to be lost. So you better go get one, because guess what? Starting next Sunday at this church, you got to turn to the Pledge of Allegiance. We're saying that. Then you got to turn to the Constitution. We're reading that. And then we'll do some Bible verses. And then we'll turn to the song God Bless the USA. We'll read those lyrics, and then we'll do some more Bible verses, and that'll be our service for the week. Amen. Rest in peace, Zaddy Trumpets. All hail Donald Trump. And that'll be the service. I want that to be the blueprint and the staple of the evangelical Christian. It's the King James Version. Not much is changing. There's not much else going on here. So, you know what I mean? What else are we talking about? We need this to be incorporated into the Church of the United States. If the pastors can be on stage screaming about that there's witches in the in the room right now, and if you watch the Steelers, you're the devil and you need to get out of the room, and like just these random insane things that these preachers can preach, why not just fully implement the Make America Great Again Bible into your everyday Sunday service? I think it's a great idea. You're going to get a whole new crowd every Sunday. You're probably going to get a whole new round of funding for the church. You can probably actually, you know what I mean? It's probably going to be very lucrative. And then all you got to do, get these get 10 of them, you know what I mean? Then charge the people $5-10 extra dollars. Be like, hey, I got one here. It's $70. Give me 70. And then you can make a little money off of Daddy Trumpets. And then, it's going to be, you can make some money that way. That way everyone has the Bible, and then they can read along with the Pledge of Allegiance and the Star Spangled, and then you can read the Star Spangled Banner, and then you can read 2 Corinthians 13. And then that'll be your Sunday service. This is where we're at. This is where and if when you come to service, if you don't come in your one of 3 already approved pair of shoes, I don't know. I'm just saying you might get kicked out or something. So
I want to have a lot of people have it. You have to have it for your heart, for your soul.
You have to have it.
Many of you have never read them and don't know the liberties and rights you have as Americans and how you are being threatened to lose those rights. It's happening all the time. It's a very sad thing that's going on in our country, but we're going to get it turned around.
That's it. Okay, I got it. That makes sense. Okay, so first he wants you to read the Constitution, because that is in the Bible. That's the first 10 pages. It's the Constitution. It's all of your rights as an American citizen. So once you're done reading that Constitution in full, you're going to fully understand exactly what it is to be an American citizen in this country. And then when you're like, well, wait a minute, I should be able to do this. Where's that and my healthcare? What, this should be this way, but not. It's like this way now. And so then you'll be like, frick, The government, they're doing it all wrong. What is it? How do I relieve this stress? How do I now that I know the Constitution is outdated and the current government is corrupt, what do I have to do? Turn the page. Genesis 1, chapter 1. God came down, and now Jesus is in your life. You're happy again. You trust everyone. Jesus is the way. You know what I mean? It's one of those. It's one of those things where you can't let the current administration win. Okay?
Religion and Christianity are the biggest things missing from this country.
Okay.
And I truly believe that we need to bring them back, and we have to bring them back fast. I think it's one of the biggest problems we have. That's why our country is going haywire. We've lost religion in our country. All Americans need a Bible in their home, and I have many. It's my favorite book. It's a lot of people's favorite book.
I have many, by the way. You just had to throw it out. By the way, just so you guys know, the Bible, my favorite book, and I have so many. I have I don't know how many. Hey, sweetheart, hey, Vodka, how many do we have now? Is it was 23? Is it 23 or 24? How many? 36. Can you believe it? We have 36 Bibles right now. When we just got a shipment of these in, that's another 12. So that's 47, 46. We'll call it 45. Well, we'll call it 47. Am I right? Okay. So listen, it's his favorite. It's our favorite book. It's our favorite book, the Bible. We have so many of them. We've got to make America pray again. And it's funny that Donald Trump, I knew he was religious. I knew he was. And I think here's a video proving it.
It inspires us to love one another.
I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters.
With hearts full of generosity and grace.
Why do I have to ask for forgiveness if you're not making mistakes?
Scripture teaches us the Lord is close to the brokenhearted. If you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them.
I cherish women, and I will be great on women's health issues.
When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the...
My favorite book is the Bible. My second favorite book is The Art of the Deal. And it's not even close. Actually, I was only kidding. You can get the baby out of here.
2 Corinthians, right? 2 Corinthians 3:17. That's the whole ball game.
You can do anything. Grab them by the... You could do anything. That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars. Not always, but largely true.
That's it. That's his motto. That's his mentality. That's what he believes. We're selling the Bibles now. They're $60. Go get one. 65 maybe. I don't know. They're somewhere $60, $70. Get yourself a Trump Bible if you need a gift for your parents this Easter holidays coming up. You know what I mean? That's exactly what you need to get it for. This is where we're at. This is where we're at in the world. And so maybe that'll help Gypsy. I don't know. But Trump needs it. You know what I mean? He needs to pay the legal bills. And how else is he going to do that? He's got his own stock ticker now. And so in order to pay the $400 million fine or whatever it is for breaking the law for the 12th time, he needs money. He's asking his audience for money. He's asking for donations. He's hawking shoes. He's selling Bibles. He's going to get kickbacks from all that. And now he's decided to take True Social, his social media app that he only created, by the way, from a boilerplate template that anyone could have downloaded. It's just, you want to make your own social media platform? Here you go. Do it. You're not going to get any users because you're a piece of crap and Facebook already exists. But if you're Donald Trump, you might get some traction. And if you keep at it for 5 to 4 years, it might become a thing. And so he made it a thing. And now he's partnered with the company that he's been with. They merged or whatever. They took True Social public and they gave it an evaluation of $8 billion. Okay, $8 billion. that they are evaluating this social media outlet at. And so the stock's out. I think it might have tanked. It's probably roller coastering. And it's just, he can't touch anything for 6 months. He can't access funds or like get loans out against it. So who knows? It's probably a long-term play here. But to see DJT as a stock ticker on the good old Robinhood app is one of the most fascinating things that I think that we could have ever predicted. So we're doing everything. Donald Trump is the everything man. He should own it. He should be part owner of X with Elon, because they could just put everything into that and make that the everything company. Merge True Social with Twitter and just make it one big thing, and then make it the everything app, because we got shoes, we've got Bibles, we got social media, we've got court fines, we've got hundreds of millions of dollars. It's just what we do now. And Donald Trump will do anything to help pay for him. And so it's just, but man. So the meat and potatoes of this episode, boy, oh boy, I didn't want to come here. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want this to have to be a topic. I thought it was done weeks ago. I thought it was a closed case. I thought we could leave it up to Los and the 280 Plus podcast. Check it out if you haven't done so already. But the story keeps going. And unfortunately, it's now hit mainstream, and I have to bring it up. Okay? A few months ago, maybe last year, sometime in the just the near distant past, it was Diddy and one of his exes, and they settled it in case, whether it was allegations or something happened, whatever else, it went away. And then it kind of came back. And then another lawsuit happened, and then Usher and Meek Mill got dragged into it. Why? Because they go to a lot of Diddy's parties, they hang out with him a lot, and people speculate about them and their sexuality anyways. It's all alleged. We don't know anything for sure just yet. But basically, that then kind of went away. But then the hits for Diddy kept coming. Just when we thought everything was A-okay, he gets hit with another lawsuit. This time, I'm pretty sure for $30 million. And it has to do with like one of his old record label executives, male record label executives, one of his guy friends. And it's for sexual assaults and touching me in the no-no spot and doing things that I didn't really appreciate you doing. And now I have something to say about it. And so that came out. And basically what we can contrive from that is Diddy's gay. You know what I mean? Did we know it for a while? You know what I mean? Did we know? We kind of knew. Some people did. Some people didn't want to admit it. Some people might have. I don't know. But now it's out in the open. And listen, I asked a few of my girlfriends that are a part of the LGBTQ plus community. Okay. And I said, hey, is Diddy welcome in the community? My one friend said, fuck no, he's a weirdo. Get him out of here. We don't like him. And, of course, my other friend said that, of course, the LGBTQ plus community is an open and accepting place of open arms. We accept everybody. But unfortunately, if your house gets raided by multiple U.S. governments for sex trafficking, whether or not they're minors or adults, it's not looking good, and we might have to deny your application. So it's not looking good on that aspect either. So like right now, we're trying to find out where P. Diddy or Puff Daddy or Sean Combs or P. Diddy Combs, whatever name he's going by this week, we've got to figure out which community's still fucking with him. Because I mean, I think his main ones are just a little bit, but like, we're kind of taking a step back. We're kind of being real quiet. It's real quiet around Diddy because guess what? A lot of them went to the parties, okay? Listen, when Homeland Security seizes your house, it's a big fucking deal. When Homeland Security and the police and other government organizations at the same time simultaneously move on your house that's in New York, your house that's in California, and your house that's in Miami. And while that is currently happening, you're live. Like, we've seen this whole thing happen live. We saw the SWAT team go into his house, and then we literally had TMZ simultaneously filming Diddy pacing back and forth at the airport where his private jet currently resided, as he knew this was going on and that his entire world, like, essentially just came crumbling down. And so it's over. Like, when this happens, like, I know there's been no arrests made, but rest assured, it is most likely over for this man. He has sold his shares in and has been kicked out of or is no longer associated with whatever the three has happened in Revolt Media. That's done. Anonymous buyer. We hope it's 50 Cent. He's Ciroc, he's done with. Everything else he's done. He has disassociated himself with his empire and his houses. His metaphorical house of cards is crashing and burning around him. And I'm not entirely sure who's going to come to his defense when these are the types of allegations. When they put the word sex trafficking, when they put the words human sex trafficking in the titles of the headlines, in the breaches, when Homeland Security comes, it's not looking good for you. They put his son in handcuffs, and then they even immediately arrested his alleged drug mule and like person, like this twitched out looking kid who like is his runner, of course, because Diddy's got to have someone who knows the streets, you know what I mean, to get him everything he needs, whether it's people, drugs, parties, kids, girls, guys, whatever he's into that week. But now the issue is the rabbit hole is so deep because you have every celebrity you know on the list. Dare I say, this is the next Epstein level style case. Now, I don't believe that we're going to find Diddy suicided in a jail cell. I don't think it's that far. I don't necessarily believe that there are that many governmental ties that it will go the exact route of it, but in the sense of that stories, articles, depositions, court cases, documents, official testimonies are going to continue to spew out between now and the next 4 to 5 years. While this entire thing, while someone gets arrested, someone gets blamed, Diddy gets prosecuted, there is no doubt in my mind that Diddy will not be arrested and prosecuted for this within the following weeks. Within the next few days, within the following weeks, I guarantee you those will be the next headlines you see. And so with that will come this entire storm, the exact same storm that we saw with Epstein, that we are continuing to see now with names, list. How many times were you on Diddy's private jet? How many times were you at this party? How many of you were at this party? How many of you were there on this day? How many of you were at his Miami house on this day? And a lot of them, unfortunately, are going to come right up to the microphone, just like Joe Budden, and say, listen, I was at the party. I was there. I had a little Ciroc. And then I took a step out and I left. I didn't see nobody do nothing. I didn't see anything weird go on. I left. I was tired. It was time for me to go home. It was a normal Diddy party. G-Eazy's going to say it. Machine Gun Kelly's going to say it. All of the rappers, all of the artists, all of the actors, this man was so integrated into the Hollywood entertainment system of the entire country. Why do you think he has 3 houses probably more than that, at the main points of the he has a private jet. It's big and it's black. Why do you think that is? Like it's huge. It's fucking you know what I mean? It's I think this is going to be an Epstein level ongoing. Celebrities' names are going to get dropped. You are going to see the name P. Diddy and your favorite rapper, your favorite singer, your favorite actor, your favorite artist, and this is all like, forget about the Keshas and the Cardi B's and the Post Malones and the Kate Beckinsales. Like, we know all those people, but the names in Diddy's Black Book that have yet to surface, that are most likely going to over the next few years, are names that we don't even know because they pay enough people to make it so that we don't know. And so it's just, the rabbit hole is going to just go deeper and deeper and deeper. And so it's one of those things that, I mean, his drug mule got arrested. It's just, and it's, wow. It's where I don't even know where he is. Like, news just keeps coming out left and right of allegations and court cases and in the documents. And honestly, by the way, the best part about the whole thing is 50 Cent's Instagram page. If you haven't done so already, do yourself a favor and go follow 50 Cent on Instagram. And he is posting memes of Diddy. He is posting videos of Diddy. He posted this video of Diddy's neighbor. Diddy's neighbor was leaving the neighborhood, like shouting to the cameras, like, yo, that fool's weird. He's got parties at like 3 a.m. with busloads of kids and people. And like, it's weird. Like, when my ball goes over that fence, I just don't go get it. Like, 50 Cent is trolling hard and has been praying. And honestly, from all the clips and YouTube and recalls and interviews and like stuff that people have pointed out that I've been seeing, 50 Cent's been calling this and has been like admittably been, praying and warning us and just letting us know of Diddy's downfall for a while now. So the fact that 50 Cent is just going on and on his Instagram, of course, in between sometimes promoting, G Unit apparel and records and like his tour dates, of course. But this is, he's just laughing. He's laughing his way to the bank. He might have been, rumor has it, again, shout out to 280 Plus, he might have been, 50 Cent might have been the anonymous buyer of the Revolt shares. You know what I mean? He's been talking about buying Diddy's empire for a minute now. And now that it's crumbling, it could be the perfect time to, I don't know. I don't know how that plays out. But all I know is I am living every day, every hour for a new post, a new update. I've got notifications turned on of 50 Cent's Instagram page because it's the ultimate. He's a troll. He's a troll and he can't help himself. He can't help himself. Okay. And it's one of those situations that I think, man, we're going to see this play out over the next few years, 100%. The trial's going to take a while once we actually get to that point. Like, no arrests have actually been made. We're already talking as if they have. But all I'm saying is this is something that is not going to go away. So, I don't know. When do we all agree to stop saying, when do we agree to stop calling him like P. Diddy? Stop calling him Diddy? Can we call him Sean now? Like, now that he's like a now that he's out, now that we know he's gay, can we call him Sean? It fits him. Honestly, now that Diddy's gay, we should call him Sean. I think that's perfect. I'm going to ask some people. I have some friends who have some pull and some opinions in that relative form of the word. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna ask some friends, but I think now that he's, now that we know this about him, we can basically assume that we should call him Sean. I think it fits. I think it fits good. I think it fits good, and it's fun. It's gonna be a fun time for him. I think we'll see. And then once he realizes what prison's like, I'm sorry. But hey, listen, the good news is, and this is the last time I'm going to mention this piece of shit podcast 280 plus. Jesus Christ. He says, according to him, we're not saying no homo anymore. So another win for the LGBTQ plus 2. I learned what two spirits is. I learned what two-spirited is the other day. And I've got to say, I like that we're already seeing a two-spirited option on some job applications. It's good. It's inclusive. Everyone's involved. We're already making the world a better place. But basically, so we're not saying no homo anymore. We're saying no Diddy. We're saying no Diddy. Because listen, it could mean a handful of things, okay? Like, don't be gay, right? Of course, that still applies to the no Diddy phrase, but it also means like, don't be weird. Like, hey, chill out. Like, don't be like, hey, whoa, that's a little sus. Don't be weird. Don't be sus. Don't be gay. No Diddy has officially, I'm letting our side of the fence know, 280 plus and a few other news networks, I think, have already made it clear that no homo is no longer the term to use. We are now officially, I'm letting all the white people know that we're using the term no Diddy now. So if someone's being weird and you want them to chill out, all you gotta do is say, hey, no Diddy, chill out. You know what I mean? Like like don't be a Diddy. Don't be a Diddy diddler. Don't be a little Diddy diddler. No Diddy. That's where we're at. This is society, and that's where we're at. And that's the What Are We Doing podcast way. Okay? Listen, I need everyone to stop fucking up their Dana White podcast interviews. If we fuck up one more Dana White podcast interview, like he's never going to do them again. How can this poor, innocent, angry when he's drunk, don't ask his wife, I don't know. He's a very nice, respectable business owner of a man, Dana White. He can't catch a break. Just when we thought he was done doing interviews, just when we thought there wasn't anything else that we could put this man through after Howie Mandel freaking talked his ear off for 45 minutes about how amazing he was as an introduction to the podcast, that, he immediately got up, said he was done, walked off. No one ever addressed it. It's fine. It was an awkward moment. We're not going to address it. That's fine. Was it real? Probably. Yeah. Did something happen off camera before they started actually rolling the episode? Yeah, probably. Will we ever know? Maybe, maybe not. Who cares? But then we give them another chance. We give the podcasters another chance by Dana White. He's got one strike left because after this, after a 2-hour conversation, she says,
"What's Joe Rogan's dream?"
What's Joe Rogan's dream?
Joe Rogan, Dana White. What's Dana White's dream?
Did you just think I was Joe Rogan?
I totally did.
She just called me fucking Joe Rogan. You thought I was fucking Joe Rogan?
Yeah, I thought you were Joe Rogan.
I was bald before Joe was ever bald. Okay?
I know.
Just did a 2-hour fucking podcast. I flew here from Vegas, and she thought she was interviewing Joe Rogan.
Jesus.
I don't know. The laugh at the end makes you think that he's not upset about that, but like how insane that you have a guest, first of all, a guest as big as Dana White on your podcast. He flew just to go there. Like, just the insanity of someone flying to your podcast. Like, no one's ever flown to this podcast. Like, they've driven quite a distance. And for that, I am grateful. But no one's going to fly here, right? And so, like, and then you have a 2-hour conversation with the man and you call him Joe Rogan. Listen, perfect chess move to go viral. Perfect way to go viral. Like, you've got him in the room. You know it's going to get clipped. You say the name Joe Rogan. You know Joe's going to talk about it. You know it's going to blow. Oh, is that a chess move to play? Because it would seem like it. But, I mean, can we give Dana White a break? Can we just give him a regular ass pot? Where's the Nelk Boys? Where are the Nelk Boys at? Get Dana White on the Nelk Boys podcast and let's refresh him. Let's get him refreshed. Let's get Donald Trump, Dana White, and Joe Rogan and the Nelk Boys all in the same room and see what happens. What do you think would happen? It'd probably be just a sell-off. Like, Joe Rogan's trying to sell Alpha Brain. Dana White's trying to pitch like UFC Plus subscriptions. Nelk Boys are trying to pitch their new like T-line or whatever Happy Dad seltzer they have. And like Donald Trump's trying to sling his shoes and his damn Bibles. And they're all trying to compete. And they're all trying to monetize as much as they can. And that's how every time they ask someone a question, they're like, well, hey Joe, what did you think of that clip when she called me, when she said, what's Joe Rogan's stream? What did you think of that? And Joe goes, well, I'm glad you asked me. Alpha Brain's 10% off, code Joe Rogan. And but basically, I thought it was hilarious, man. I thought it was hilarious, man. And, you know, I thought the way you handled it, man, was great. And it's crazy, man. There's these podcasters, man. They don't even know. They've been doing it for so long, man, but I've been doing it longer. I'm the best podcaster on the planet, man. Alpha Brain, it's 10% off if you use code Joe Rogan, man. But what did you think about it, man? And then one of the little twitchy kids from the Nelk Boys is going to be like, Boy Seltzer! And then that's how they talk to each other. And it's one of those situations where I think we really need to focus in. So whoever has the next interview lined up, I don't know how we figure that out. I don't think we will until it's out. But whoever out there, if there's a 1% chance you're hearing this right now, if you're going to interview Dana White in a podcast video interview format, just make sure you've got all your facts straight and in a line, or it's not going to be good for the rest of it. He's going to freak out again, and he's not going to be happy. And so we need everyone to be on the same page when it comes to interviewing Dana White from now on. Okay? From now on. Dude, okay, so like, I don't even know why. This is how weird TikTok can be sometimes. First of all, like, our TikTok algorithms are like so off right now. I don't know if it's the US government or like the block or something's going on, but like Megs and I, for whatever reason, are like on this like 1% of our feed is like swingers TikTok. Like, we're getting swinger cruise ads and like upside down pineapples everywhere. And it's a little weird because we're not. And so like at all. And so like, we're not sure where it came from or why. I might have watched one because like one swinger video might have came up on TikTok one time. And I was like, look at these fucking weird idiots. Like, who does that? And so I was like, let me learn about this. And they're like, oh yeah, we have parties and like, you know, we just drink and hang out and take shots and eat and like watch TV and stuff. And then occasionally, you know, every 30 minutes or so, someone goes and fucks someone in the room, and then someone else goes and like sucks the cock of someone else in the bathroom. And then we just we hang out, we have fun. It's whatever you feel, you know, sometimes you're doing stuff, sometimes you don't, sometimes you're doing a lot, sometimes it becomes one big orgy, and that's just a fun time. And it's just us. We got our neighbors, our cousins are here. We got a few people from work. My husband's got a few couple friends. It's about 30 or 40 of us. We're just hanging out here in the trailer, having fun, just It's just me and my girlfriend, and like girls like come up behind her and hug her. And like I watched it one time to like try to fully understand the mentality of people like this on the planet, because I feel like they're just one tick off. And so, but it now I get it. Now it's just all the time because the TikTok thinks now I'm just I just need to have an upside down pineapple on my door, I guess. So it's very strange to me. But something similar happened where now I guess I've got now this, I think because it might have went a little semi-viral, I've got this, I got a few, we've got a few UDA, NDTC, hip-hop national girls dance competition, okay? And if you don't know about this, it's basically this hip-hop dance group competition that happens every year, okay? And so from my understanding, we've got 2 finalists, and the 2 finalists couldn't be more far apart from each other. And basically, I think one is the clear winner. So I'll let you decide who you think the winner is. But basically, so this is the first group, okay? This is the final. Okay, so this is the first group. And I mean, listen, I'll let you decide. Here we go. Here's the first group, and then I'll let you decide who the winner is after we see the second group. Ready?
Let's celebrate.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
Get on up and celebrate. It's a celebration.
Okay, so that's the first group. We don't need to watch the whole thing. That chunk that you just saw was the snippet you need. Okay, there's nothing else. The song stays the same. It's the same mashup. You can't even recognize it. It's 18 songs in one. Okay, and so then the second group goes on, and I don't know about you, but there's a clear winner. Okay, there's a clear winner here in my eyes, and I don't know. I didn't see the results. Unfortunately, I missed it. I was at a mole removal appointment, and so I missed it. But I saw this clip, and I was like, oh, well, clearly, A, someone's mom is obviously the coach of the team, and B, there's obviously a clear winner. I'll let you be the judge. You be the judge. But this, I think, should be probably,
Rob the jewelry store and tell them make me a grill. Had a whole top diamond in the bottom, rose gold.
Yo. Y'all know what this is.
You know what I mean? And so, due to copyright reasons, we'll fade that one out real quick. We'll probably still get flagged for it. Don't worry, YouTube. It's a dance video. I'll dispute it later, dude. Just don't take the entire video down. And so the clear winner of the competition, just based on song choice alone. Listen, those mashups are great, whatever, but that's like old school. Hit me with a solid 2000s, early 2000s, banger of a hip hop song, and you've got 10x more votes for the winning of the competition. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Levi McCurdy. This has been another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching every single week. This has been 134 episodes that we've been doing this. Woo! We're getting crazy. We're getting there to 150. We're getting even better to 200. Let's keep going. If you haven't done already, hit subscribe. It's the big red button down there, and right beside that button's a bell. You're going to hit that too, so you get a notification every time we upload a clip or an episode so you don't miss anything out on the channel. It's our baby. This YouTube channel is what we are raising. We're growing it. It's going so fast. Thank you to all 1,366 of you. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for rocking with me, whether it's through the shorts or the vertical content or the full episodes or the clips, or however you found this channel, whatever you hit subscribe. If you just did it, thank you now. And I'll thank you again next week for episode 135. Can you believe it? We need some guests for this podcast. I'm going to figure it out. We'll get some people up here in the chair soon. I think Los owes me another one. Maybe we'll do some recap and record in person. We'll see. I can't wait to tell you what's going on next week. We'll see you next Friday, guys. Peace out, everybody. Have a great one. This is the What Are We Doing podcast.